In the digital age, data is currency. Our personal information, from social security numbers to addresses, is constantly collected, analyzed, and traded. While some companies utilize this data responsibly, others operate in the shadows, amassing vast troves of sensitive information with little regard for security. This negligence has real-world consequences, as evidenced by the staggering breach of national public data, a data broker entrusted with the personal information of millions. The NPD breach, with a staggering 2.9 billion records compromised, stands as a stark reminder of the fragility of our digital lives. This essay delves into the intricate details of this catastrophic event, examining the company's role in the data brokerage ecosystem, the timeline of the breach, and the technical failures that exposed sensitive information. We will also explore the legal and financial ramifications for NPD and its parent company, Jericho Pictures, highlighting the importance of corporate responsibility in an era defined by data. National public data operated in the often murky world of data brokerage. These companies specialize in aggregating, analyzing, and selling personal information to various clients. This information is often used for legitimate purposes such as background checks, identity verification, and even credit scoring. However, the lack of transparency and lax security practices in the industry raise serious concerns about the safety and ethical implications of trading personal data. NPD, a subsidiary of Jericho Pictures, was no stranger to handling sensitive information. The company collected and sold a vast array of personal data, including social security numbers, dates of birth, physical addresses, and phone numbers. This information, often collected without explicit consent, painted a detailed picture of individuals' lives, making it a valuable commodity for marketers, researchers, and unfortunately, malicious actors. NPD's business model, like that of many data brokers, relied on aggregating information from various sources. This included public records, online databases, and even purchasing data from other brokers. The company then packaged this data and sold it to clients, often without the knowledge or consent of the individuals whose information was being traded. This lack of transparency and control over personal data is a systemic problem in the data brokerage industry, leaving individuals vulnerable to exploitation, identity theft, and other forms of misuse. The NPD breach was not a sudden, isolated event, but rather a slow-moving disaster that unfolded over several months, gradually escalating in severity. The first signs of trouble emerged in December 2023 when NPD detected unauthorized access attempts on its systems. These initial attempts were subtle but persistent, indicating a determined effort to infiltrate the company's defenses. However, the company's response to these initial warning signs proved wholly inadequate. The IT team, though aware of the potential threat, lacked the resources and support needed to mount an effective defense. Instead of bolstering security and investigating the source of the intrusion, NPD seemingly downplayed the severity of the situation. Executives dismissed the warnings, prioritizing short-term gains over long-term security. On April 7, 2024, the situation took a drastic turn for the worse. The breach, which had been simmering under the surface, suddenly erupted into a full-blown crisis. A hacker operating under the alias USDOD surfaced on the dark web, claiming to possess a massive database containing 2.9 billion records stolen from NPD. This revelation sent shockwaves through the cybersecurity community. The hacker began auctioning off the stolen data, sending shockwaves through the cybersecurity community and raising alarm bells for millions whose personal information was now in jeopardy. The scale of the breach was unprecedented, and the potential fallout was enormous. Just one day later, on April 8, 2024, US DoD made good on their threat, publicly releasing the entire stolen database on the dark web. The data was now freely available to anyone with malicious intent. The database, a treasure trove of sensitive personal information, was quickly downloaded and disseminated across various criminal forums, exposing millions to the risk of identity theft, phishing scams, and other forms of cybercrime. The repercussions were immediate and far-reaching. NPD, initially silent on the matter, finally publicly acknowledged the breach in August 2024, 4 months after the initial leak. The delay in their response only added fuel to the fire. This delayed response further eroded public trust in the company and exemplified the lack of transparency that plagues the data brokerage industry. The damage to NPD's reputation was severe and long-lasting. Section 4. A breach of epic proportions, unveiling the damage. The NPD breach, with its staggering 2.9 billion records compromised, ranks among the largest and most impactful data breaches in history. This unprecedented event has sent shockwaves through the digital world. The breach impacted individuals in the United States, the United Kingdom, and Canada, highlighting the vulnerability of our interconnected world. The compromised data represents nearly 10 times the entire population of the United States, underscoring the enormity of the breach. The exposed data included sensitive information like full names, social security numbers, and dates of birth, making it easy for criminals to exploit. This level of detail provided cybercriminals with a complete arsenal for identity theft and fraud. Security researcher Troy Hunt discovered 899 million unique social security numbers, highlighting the breach's severity. The breach affected individuals from everyday citizens to public figures, demonstrating its indiscriminate nature. The stolen data quickly made its way to the dark web, sold and traded like a commodity. Cybercriminals wasted no time exploiting this treasure trove, launching phishing campaigns and opening fraudulent credit lines. The NPD breach served as a stark reminder of the interconnected nature of our digital lives and the far-reaching consequences of data insecurity. Section 5. The Keys to the Kingdom. The NPD breach was not just about the sheer volume of data, but also the critical nature of the information compromised. The data included the very keys to the kingdom of personal identity, social security numbers, financial records, and other sensitive information. This breach highlighted the vulnerabilities in our data storage systems and the urgent need for robust security measures. Section 6. Legal and financial fallout. The legal and financial repercussions of the NPD breach were swift and severe. Lawsuits were filed, regulatory fines were imposed, and the company faced immense public scrutiny. The financial cost of the breach ran into the billions, but the damage to trust and reputation was immeasurable. This breach underscored the importance of not just securing data, but also having a comprehensive response plan in place. Gap 3S, Section 7, The Future of Data Protection. As we look ahead, the implications of data breaches like the NPD scandal are clear. The digital landscape is fraught with risks, and companies must evolve to meet these challenges. Emerging technologies such as blockchain, advanced encryption, and AI-driven security systems offer promising solutions. However, technology alone is not enough. A culture of vigilance, continuous education, and proactive policymaking are crucial in safeguarding user data. The future demands a holistic approach where technological innovation and corporate integrity go hand in hand to build a more secure digital world. Section 7. A call for corporate responsibility. In the aftermath of the NPD breach, there was a renewed call for corporate responsibility in data protection. companies were urged to not only comply with existing regulations, but to go above and beyond in safeguarding customer data. The breach served as a wake-up call, emphasizing that data security is not just a technical issue, but a fundamental aspect of corporate responsibility and trust.